day when Harriet Tubman was 13, she was working in the field and she saw a slave running. She saw him being chased, and so she ran over towards him. He was hiding in a store and the slave owner was coming. She told the slave to run, and so he did. It was just Harriet and the slave owner. The slave owner heaved away at the runaway, but it missed and hit Harriet, and she had a hole in her head. Harriet was in a coma for months, but not long after she was back working in the fields. Harriet Tubman was born a slave in 1821 in Dorchester County, Maryland. No one bothered to write down the exact date of her birthday. A significant person that helped influence Harriet was her dad. He brought Harriet out into the woods and taught her survival skills like how to locate the North Star. The others who influenced Harriet were two of her sisters who were sold into slavery, and so Harriet wanted to avenge them. The third person that influenced Harriet was a farmer's slave because Harriet helped the slave escape, but then she wanted freedom for herself. When Harriet was working in the field, a Quaker, someone who does not believe in slavery, whispered to Harriet that if she ever needed her help, she could just come to her farm near Bucktown, Maryland. That is how Harriet started her first escape. One experience that influenced Harriet is when she helped free a farmer slave because she wanted her own freedom. Another experience that influenced Harriet to help slaves is when her sisters were sold into slavery and she didn't want that to happen to her or any of her family members. The third experience that influenced Harriet and helped her survive is when her dad took her out into the woods and taught her to find and follow the North Star to freedom. The final experience that helped influence Harriet is when she gained her own freedom, because then she realized she was alone, and so she wanted to go back and get her family. Harriet had a few accomplishments, including when she became a conductor of the Underground Railroad. When she was a conductor, she led over 300 slaves to freedom, and among those slaves were her family members, including her mom and dad. She conducted 19 rescues. During the Civil War, Harriet became a scout, spy, and a nurse for the Union Army. Later in Harriet's life, when she was about 60 or 70 years old, she opened a hospital and nursed people that were sick and had no money, and she told them stories about her life as a slave. Harriet Tubman left behind a legacy that inspired slaves to be free, and she inspired them to fight back just like she did when she fought in the Civil War. In Auburn, New York, March 10th, 1913, Harriet Tubman died. The reason I picked Harriet Tubman is because I think it is interesting to see how slaves were treated and how they escaped. When Harriet escaped, she had no one with her, and there were slave catchers and bloodhounds after her, and she made it to freedom. I'm so thankful that there's no slavery in the United States, because if I were a slave, I would definitely attempt to escape.